Section 8 of In Galilee by Thornton Chase. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Recording by Nicholas James Bridgewater. In Galilee by Thornton Chase. Section 8. The Feast of Fellowship. The last evening before we left Akka, Abdu'l-Baha asked us to meet all the friends at supper and to speak to them, as Mr. McNutt and Mr. Harris had done when there. About 40 gathered in the large upper balcony room at 9 o'clock. Abdu'l-Baha excused himself from visitors in the tent and came to us. He took a napkin from a plate at the table and, handing it to one, said, "Bia inja," come here. Then he gave a napkin to another, and so on to all, placing each guest where he desired him to be. It was a beautiful example of hostship and personal attention. When all were seated, he walked up and down and around the long table, teaching us of the bounty of God and its victory over the hearts of men, words of heavenly encouragement, after which he withdrew to his visitors awaiting him in the tent. His words were as follows: "It is a good gathering. Thank God that believers are gathered around this table from every part with utmost sincerity, unity, and friendship. I beg of God that, as we are gathered in this contingent world around this table, we may also be gathered in the world of the kingdom, and be united. I hope that the gathering together of the believers may be the source of unity and harmony of all the people of the world, that this physical table may be a symbol of the heavenly table. Christ said that he was the heavenly bread which was sent down from heaven, and this bread means the heavenly table. I hope tonight that heavenly blessings may descend upon you, that you may be born again, a new spirit, a new power, a new life. God's abundances and favors are boundless, without end, and the blessings of Baha'u'llah are like a boundless ocean. One wave of the ocean of his blessings will drown all the mountains of the world. Now these waves are rolling upon your heads. I hope you will be drowned in these waves. You will get endless, boundless blessings and bounties. This material world is very dark, and this handful of dust is very narrow. I hope that the doors of divine worlds may be opened before your faces, that you may soar up in a space whose light is eternal, enter a garden whose fruits are everlasting, become the center of human virtues and the appearances of divine perfections. Your hearts be adorned with the commemoration of God, your faces illumined with the light of the love of God, that your ears may hear the melodies of sanctity, your spirits may be gladdened with divine glad tidings, your tongues may move in praising God, in short, that you may attain to such a station as to be called the children of the kingdom." The courses served were of delicious foods, ending with sweet confections and oranges. The Persian pilgrims, 10 or more, were on the left of the long table, wearing red fezzes. Aged men with white fezzes, green and white turbans, flowing robes, full beards, faces of dignity, sweetness, and rare intelligence bordered the table. Many of them were old believers who had passed through the fires of persecution, and several were closely related to some of the martyrs. A finer, more dignified, or as notable an assemblage would be hard to find. Some of their names will be remembered when those of kings are forgotten. There were children also at the table, but only one woman, Mrs. Agnew, although the ladies of the household were doubtless present, seeing and hearing, though not in sight. After the meal, Mr. Agnew, Mr. Scheffler, and this servant spoke as requested. The utmost attention was paid by all, even those grave and reverend seniors, before whom we were as little children in knowledge. Then sweet old Mirza Haider Ali came near the head of the table, and sitting next to Mirza Asadollah, talked wisely and pleasantly for a few moments. Then all arose, embraced each other and us, and retired to their quarters. The world's maturity. There are no apparent miracles at Akka, but the great miracle is the spreading of the word and the knowledge of the Baha'i revelation over the world from that prison spot, that apparently helpless source, during the last 15 years. It is marvelous. It appears everywhere. It is being accepted by advancing souls of every race and religion. It is attracting attention from journals and magazines of many countries: Russia, India, Persia, France, England, and America. All the powers of nature are working with it. Abdul-Baha said, "Hitherto the world has been as a child at the breast, able to receive and manifest but little of the powers of the Spirit. Now it is entering the age of its maturity, and it is possible for the divine teaching, confirmations, bounties, and spiritual laws of God to appear perfectly, because now there is capacity." In olden times, it was said by God that the sign of the true prophet should be that what he said should come to pass. Truly, this is the sign of today. The words of the Blessed Perfection, Baha'u'llah, and those of Abdul-Baha penetrate the hearts of men to the core. They do not return void to him who sent them forth. They affect the lives. They uplift the souls. They give new birth to the spirits of men. They draw all together in the one name of God. They cause godly characteristics to take the place of animal qualities. They bring love, peace, union, harmony, service, happiness, and joy in place of hatred, strife, oppression, and greed. The words uttered within those prison walls have gone forth through all the world, carrying the gifts of God to the hearts of men. Are these things of God? Can an evil tree bear such fruit? Can the helpless, the powerless, the prisoners, the despised, the oppressed manifest such power, such strength, such victories, save by the might of the all-glorious One? Praise be to his holy name. Moreover, the world in every part, in each plane of life, in science, art, invention, discovery, in thought and ideal, in word and deed, is carrying out daily, with increasing and rapid growth, the very conditions that the blessed messenger of God declared should be. Was this a prophet, a man of God? One needs but to take his words, the hidden words, and live them. He will know for himself, and not by the knowledge of another. He that doeth the works shall know whether they be of God. End of section 8. Recording by Nicholas James Bridgewater. Recorded in London, England.